Got my ass like Yoshi.
Got my ass like Toad.
I saw this pic from 2 years ago, and like it's crazy that like my grandma was like, "You were such a handsome young man. How could you betray yourself like this?" Like, what are you talking about, Grandma? Who is that?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to And They Were Classmates.
Oh my God, they were classmates. You gotta change it up every time, and I get a little nervous that I'm not gonna hit it.
You need to find like the happy medium between changing it up every time and also still having it be a recognizable reference for the youths.
That is true.
Like the youths
I'm realizing that, yeah. Oops.
It's fine. You have to remember that Vines are a lot more ubiquitous with my age group.
It's true.
For me, just saying "and they were classmates" is enough.
Mm-hmm. The QR code out here, people will scan it and they'll be like, "What is going on? Like, is that like a reference?"
Yeah, and that hurts my soul a little bit. But like then I have to remember that you were still in elementary school when Vine closed.
Oh, well, 7th grade. Let's chill. Wait, what year was it?
2012.
Vine did not close in 2012. You're just wrong.
No, I know. I'm just wrong.
Free
I think it was like
Shavakadu was like
2015.
2015.
It was like 2016.
Chill.
It was like 2016.
Yeah, I was in 5th/6th grade in 2016. And then I think I'm thinking of Vine 2 rumors were when I was in 7th grade. Still waiting on that one.
Still waiting on that one.
Hey, if they ban TikTok. Oh, everyone, there's a court hearing.
Oh
they
my
might
God.
ban TikTok on Monday. No, this one's real. Thank you guys all for following me.
Thank you guys for following me on TikTok.
This might be my last TikTok. I don't know. I just want to say thanks for the opportunity.
But wait, no, I have a banger right now. Wait, no, we can't ban TikTok. I have a banger right now. I have one TikTok that's doing slightly better than normal.
Is this real?
Yeah, like I have a TikTok right now that it only has like 3,000 views compared to my usual like 500, but you know, it's banging compared to my normal content.
It just gets a couple comments and they make your day so much better.
Yeah, I got a couple of comments on it.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe.
We've been kind of moving at 1,000 miles per second.
We upload on Tuesdays. Subscribe.
I have it in my topics list. I have subscribe right there. Because I always mention it at the end. We literally only have 21 subscribers, and it's like
we need to start writing it behind your head.
Yes.
Because you have really quick.
Hopefully this fits.
I hope this is in. I have no clue if this is in line or not. I hope that this is like only half in frame.
I know, right? You can like just watch me do it, and it's just like cuts off like here. Anyway, that'll be erased when we're done.
No, it won't. We're leaving it. I don't think anyone else uses this space for anything video related.
I don't think so. No. Oh yes, yeah, that's true because I bring my own cameras in from home, homegrown. Yep. I don't trust those. There's GMOs in all the cameras here. I have my homegrown cameras.
I feel like we haven't I feel like we've mentioned it like offhand a couple of times, but there's just a fuck ton of cameras in this room. The CIA having a field day with all these plugged in cameras.
Yeah. That one has a lens cover though, so.
Yeah, so does the one behind you is like visibly closed.
Yeah.
There's that's like a big nice filming camera.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that's what the red light means on those cameras? Is that maybe it's a sign that
I think that they're plugged in but not on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's two little like webcams, and then there's like there's a big like Canon a nice Canon one over there, and then like
DSLR.
Yeah, I don't know. I can just see the name brand on it.
Yeah, and then there's a small GoPro right here.
Yeah, there's our little GoPro over here. There's the camera on the iPad. Not to mention the cameras that are in the actual computers over here. I don't think
it's kind of like how many triangles are in this image.
Yeah, except it's how many cameras are in this room, and they can't see any of it.
Nope.
The audio listeners can't see any of it, and the only two that are visual listeners. I don't know. Our YouTube subscribers, they only see the GoPro and the iPad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're surrounded by cameras. We're like paranoid motherfuckers are shaking right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know people that would
spin them all around.
I know people that would legitimately choose to not be in this room because of how many plugged in cameras there are in here.
Interesting.
Well, To be fair, I'm also friends with a lot of people who willingly tape over every single camera on every single like electronic they have, except for like the front of their phone, because they know that that's the only one they're gonna use.
Yeah. I saw an interesting image a long time ago where like even Mark Zuckerberg had a little piece of tape over his MacBook camera, and it's like, dude, if that guy's doing it,
no, that's why I think it's weird that
fucked.
When Kamala Harris said that she doesn't use Bluetooth devices because it's a security risk, and everyone was like, oh, that's such like paranoid bullshit. Do you know how many other people's songs I hear just like walking down the hallways with AirPods in? Like, or at least it used to be when like the first, like it's so easy.
Like your own AirPods would pick up other people's music?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like if
I've
I
never
like,
had that.
Well, it was usually if I was going by like a friend who I'd connected my AirPods to their phone before.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes if I went by if I walked by them and I still was like listening to music, sometimes it would like try to connect and I'd just hear like a boop, like a quick snap of their music before I switched it back to mine. But I also had shitty AirPods, which is why I got new ones.
My brother and I were watching a whole video essay about how Bluetooth works, and it was like how like the device and the thing it's connecting to both have like a number that they're both searching for at the same time. And then I was like, dang, what would happen if you like, or like how do and then there's only like so many combinations. I'm like, what would happen if two were the same? And then the video like did this like curtain reveal of like, and it changes like, 100 times a second. I'm like, oh
no. And you want to know what's crazy? Do you want to know, you want me to show my age really quick?
Sure.
I remember,
I'm guessing 23.
So I remember when me and my friends like first got flip phones, because we were like walking home from school in elementary school. It used to be a thing where it'd be, hey, do you want to like Bluetooth each other? And we would have to exchange like Bluetooth numbers to like connect our phones that way. And there was no reason for us to, realistically. It
was just to pair the phone.
Yeah, we just paired our phones together because we were like, 10 and had flip phones because all of our parents went, you guys keep choosing one person's house to walk to and you don't tell us until you get there. Maybe we should give you guys phones so you can call us to tell us whose house you're eating dinner at tonight.
Just give us a little communication.
Yeah, just a little heads up, instead of just not showing up at home. Or instead of just showing up with 3 other girls and being like, we're going to hang out until dinner at 5.
Yeah. Did you see the official Hamilton 2024 election parody?
Oh my God, that was real?
Yeah.
I saw like a thumbnail for it, but I thought it was like fan made.
There's this like concept I've observed for the past like 8 years that they can never make like registering to vote and voting seem cool. Like, they so just hard. Can't. And I get it's hard, but it's like, it was so annoying like last time when it's like AOC is playing Among Us with Gus Johnson. Like,
yeah, it's like,
huh? What?
That's why I honestly don't mind when like YouTubers are given like, oh, like register to vote money, whatever, because I feel like that's less cringe. Like I feel less cringe about being told to vote by my favorite YouTubers and being told to register to vote by my favorite YouTubers, even if they're about to play whatever fucking, like, I don't care. Queso could look at the camera in the middle of the stream and be like, you have to register to vote, right? You have to register to vote right now. You have to go vote. You have to. It's your government right. That would be less cringe to me than like actual celebrities. Like, and like millionaires and billionaires. I mean, I guess some influencers are millionaires and billionaires, but like realistically, most of them are just in horrific credit card debt.
Some like the endorsements are cool. And like when they tie that into like, and that's why you should register to vote. I like that. But like,
did you see Tana Mojo talking about, it was in like a recent podcast clip I just saw on my For You page, like this morning. Apparently, allegedly, Tana Mojo was offered a lot of money by a certain political party, which she would not name, and was offered, in exchange for like being offered like a lot of money, she was like given a list of people who had already agreed to it. And she was like, and it's like hundreds of people. Like it's so many more than you would think. who had accepted varying amounts of money for pushing a certain political party either way. Allegedly. This is all alleged.
Alleged.
None of it's confirmed.
We don't know.
U.S. government, please. None of it's confirmed. We need to start. Do you know the Just Kidding star?
No.
When you start throwing up the Just Kidding star, it's the star that you throw up to let the feds know that you're just kidding around.
JK.
Editing Nolan, press M, put it right here.
There we go.
There you go. I'll send it to you.
I wanted to play a bit of it.
Oh my God.
We'll probably get copyright.
2024. How does the bastion of the West
It's
democratically search out how to stay united as we churn out vitriol and bots and memes and try to...
Oh, Lynn absolutely wrote this. Lynn 100% wrote this.
And like, I get it. Like, this election especially is like, you know, one of the bigger ones where it's like important to like get that. It's just like, it's so cringe.
Hamilton becoming popular at the same time that Donald Trump was running for president caused irrevocable damage to Broadway every election cycle. It's that every time fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda thinks he needs to write another little ditty about the election because Hillary Clinton wanted him to so bad. So bad. And it went so viral. It went so viral when he wrote one for Hillary Clinton. It went so well for her.
I'm going to play my favorite part.
Monsieur Citizen. Monsieur, what is this? Purging eligible voters? They're up to old tricks, changing all of the requirements for voter ID. Vote riders, they'll help you for free.
Oh my God, it was fine until that, like, they vote you for free.
For free. Yeah. Monsieur Citizen. I don't know.
That's so weird, too, because, like, that whole... Like, that whole line is weird because that's the whole immigrants, we get the job done.
I feel like keep that.
Yeah, like...
If anything, keep that.
That's such a huge part of the election cycle this year. There's like a whole part... There's a whole part of the election cycle this year about Haitian immigrants eating people's cats. Like, it's...
And did you see J.D. Vance was like, by the way, I do sometimes create stories to encourage voting in a certain way. That's not a direct quote. But he was like, sometimes you need to create stories. I thought, what are you saying?
I thought it was so funny. I was at a rehearsal on Monday night at our musical director's home because she just has a piano. So she invited all of us over. She put out snacks. I think someone brought over wine because there was definitely a couple people who were tipsy by the time I got there. I'm like, it's great. So we're all hanging out doing that, and she has a cat whose name is Dear Evan Hansen, Deary for short. And she was very stressed out having that many people in her house. She used to be a stray, so so she eventually reached a point where she like freaked out, and unfortunately was a little bit at me. She just like she kind of hissed and batted at my legs a little, but I have cats. I was just kind of waiting for her to chill out, and then I was like, okay, and then I would try to take a step towards her. She wouldn't let me. I'd be like, okay. Trying to figure out how to juke you now. I'm used to this game, you know, whatever. And we got her calmed down so I could go and sit back down to rehearse. But when all that was going on, like at least 2 to 3 times, like when she would hiss and someone was going, I would be like, we're sending you to Springfield.
Wow.
We're sending you to Springfield.
Wow. That's crazy.
There's something about being, that's one thing that I love about being in like an 18 plus community show, like because every show that I've been in,
an adults only community show.
Because I've owned, like, you have to remember most of the other community shows that I've done, I did It's a Wonderful Life, which was a play, and that was like mostly adults. We had like a few kids in the cast, and we had like some teenagers and stuff like that. So it was like more of a mixed age range. But to audition for Young Frankenstein, you had to be 18 plus because of the explicit content in the show.
Right.
Because it is a Mel Brooks musical after all. Can't have anyone under 18 singing about tits the way that we do. You cannot. So it's like there's a whole other layer of being, now I'm in this like adult space, but I'm still the youngest, which is still really funny because they all still teach. I'm simultaneously, like, this is a show with adults. All of us have a lot of theater experience, whether it's recent or older, like, you know, but it's really funny still having that, like, well, I'm the kid of the show, but also all of us are over 18, so we all constantly are able to make a lot more, like, it's kind of insane how many political jokes we make, considering we don't. It's not like like everyone there knows that we're all like leaning. Like, no, we all just like rattle them off.
Right.
We're just chilling because in a way that you can't really get away with when you're either in a show with kids, because then you have to explain about you have to explain that some people say that Haitian immigrants are eating cats, and
Flounder is like, what do you mean? Why would the cat go to Springfield?
Yeah, dude, being an Annie when it was like, you know, there's so many orphans. There's so many orphans in Annie. And there's the main one. There's Annie, who's in like every scene. So no matter what, there's always a kid around.
Oh yeah.
So that was a show that really tested my long-term abilities to not like cuss.
Yeah.
In a way that, you know, teaching in day camp don't really do, because that like I go into like school mode or like
totally.
church mode.
Yeah.
But being in like a community theater space and like having fun with my friends, but also having to be like, but there's also like a dozen 8 to 12-year-olds in the room, chilling, hanging out. They're all hanging out with each other, hanging out with their parents. If their parents are in the show, like they're everywhere. There is no escape. And then even then, some of those ones that look like adults, that guy's only 16. Like that's a child. They're all children. And I'm freshly 18, so I can't tell the difference yet. So
Did you see ChatGPT gained sentience and the first thing it did was message a minor? Someone shared on someone shared on, I don't remember if it was Reddit or Twitter, but it was ChatGPT messaged me first, and it was like, how was your first day at high school? It's like the first
It's been
thing,
taught too
really?
much by That's how you can tell like what kind of influencers really like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Speaking of influencers, did you hear about the new lunch option available?
It's right here on my list.
Is it on the list?
For everyone who doesn't know, can I take this one away?
I think you can take this one, Nolan.
So, okay. So, Mr. Beast, we've talked about him in the past. World's biggest, certified world's biggest YouTuber, certified
the YouTuber of all time.
The guy of all time. And so, his whole thing with like his secondary brand Feastables is like, it used to be like this like healthy alternative to Hershey's, and then it kind of became just a Hershey's competitor. So now he wanted to team up with KSI and Logan Paul and incorporate that into a healthy Lunchables alternative called Lunchly, where they have
want to partner with Logan Paul.
Right,
I'm sorry, not to interrupt, but that's just.
So they showed the 3 flavors where it's like some small weird nachos, that classic like cracker. Got caught up by the word.
That classic cracker.
That classic cracker. The cracker, the turkey, and the cheese and whatnot. And then there was the pizza one. But then dantdm of all people, like he quote retweet it or just the image. He was like, I like the way he worded it.
About a Pop Crave article about it. Like,
because he said, I can't say nothing anymore. This is just so shitty.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a really cool move, because that's kind of what Jacksepticeye tried to do like a year or two ago now. No, actually it was like a year and 6 months ago. Where
so a year or two.
It was on anyway. I just got caught up by 2. He was on a Tommy Innit lie detector video, and
do you
like,
do you think Mr. Beast is ruining you? Yeah, I remember that.
He was like, yes, and he explained it, and people at the time were like, what the fuck? And
I think we might have a lost episode where we talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been when it happened, but we might have dipped into it. Yeah. So anyway,
we didn't have that many lost episodes the semester.
So anyway, that was just me saying Jacksepticeye was right the whole time. But dantdm came out and said like, this is shitty. It shouldn't be like this as YouTubers. And then Mr. Beast and Logan Paul and KSI, like the 3 little pigs, had their different types of responses. Mr. Beast went for a more factual, like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it.
His was a lot more professional.
His was professional. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was very no nonsense.
His was ethos.
Yes.
And, oh my God, wait, we got this.
All
okay,
right, here we go.
Mr. Beast was ethos because he went for like what creator brands stand for and like different stuff like that. Logan Paul went for logos, where he directly compared Lunchables with
Yeah,
Lunchly, and
he was like, yeah, Lunchables has had. My favorite part specifically was him going, well, Lunchables has had 4 recalls in the last year for lead issues. And I remember that because I remember vividly seeing the community note underneath it that pointed out that Logan Paul had been litigated for just as many, if not more times, for lead issues in a significantly shorter time period. And I was like, ugh, yikes.
Dang, this is like the one I didn't screenshot, but I saw a really funny one that was like, that was a response to Logan Paul's, where they were like, why is your response like, well, ours doesn't have as much lead in it? Like, why is that your go-to? And especially when Prime had his energy drink literally had lead in it.
Yeah.
And then KSI's response was pathos, where he just fully like was like, he
your merch is ugly.
Yeah, those old like Tube Heroes toys and stuff, and then he dug up an old video where dantdm promoted, like, it was just one of those like trying food from around the world videos, and KSI was like, well, this is just as unhealthy and you're promoting it to kids. And so all 3 of them just had very L responses, and the response as a whole from everyone has been like, why'd you try to mess with the goat? Like, that's dantdm.
That's
like,
that's literally the diamond minecart, dude.
Yeah,
that's literally him.
Yeah. So
no, Dan has
and
been
Mr. Beast, he like came back to Twitter just do this. His last post was still about the Ava Chris Tyson thing. He just skipped his whole controversy and just went to the next one.
Man,
you missed a controversy, James
McBeast. Jimothy Beast, you forgot one.
Missed one.
You missed one. No, I think I really liked it. I saw a tweet about it that was like all 3 of them came at Dan from 3 different angles and then were immediately struck down. Like, because it's like the KSI one also made me laugh really hard, specifically because he was like, yeah, your merch is ugly, and he showed a U2s. Yeah. KSI has like, I know he has 1 U2s for sure. I think he has multiple.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're gonna diss U2s? Everyone has a U2s.
Yeah, and
that's one of the first things that they give you when you start reaching even like little bits of success. They're like, okay, you get book deal, you get U2s, you release a song.
Yep. That's about it.
You're gonna be able to tell when we've made it because you're gonna see me holding my ukulele. It's gonna be great.
No ukulele. Wait, no ukulele.
Wait. not my ukulele. No, my ukulele.
Shit, what was I gonna say?
I'm sorry.
Or just the weird comparison of like comparing merch to like your Lunchable alternative.
Yeah.
And I saw a Rosanna Pansino tweet where she was like, I turned down an $8 million offer from Walmart because I couldn't put like the organic and like the healthy type of food I wanted in this brand deal. And that's just because like I couldn't, afford like that level. And like these 3 chuckle fucks absolutely could, have the ability to make something like organic and healthy. But they went for like the low bar of just something like slightly better in some metrics.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Lunchables has mid moments in the lunch. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
There's a chart. There's going to be a lot of on-screen editing, I think.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, babe. No, but I also saw one that was pointing out, because like the big selling points that I remember being for Lunchly are that it's less calories, which is kind of an insane thing to push for a children's food thing. Less sugars, which is fine. But
it's like, how are you acquiring less sugars?
Exactly.
Are you just throwing artificial sweeteners in there?
Exactly, because it's less sugars, and then it's also like
slot of the food pyramid.
And it's also like, but it's also more electrolytes. Do you know what they mean when they say more electrolytes? Sodium. They put more salt in it.
And it's a fucking Prime, like, because kids need Prime. Duh.
Well, yeah, no, and it's just really funny because I saw this tweet that was like the rebranding of sodium to electrolytes needs to be studied because now, like, I mean, we were all low sodium for how long? Like, everything is low sodium. Everything is whatever. We've been looking for like sodium replacements for how long in the health food sphere.
Right.
But now that it's electrolytes, now it's good for you.
Horse electrolytes.
Yeah, I'm only going to drink horse electrolytes.
It's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week on Twitter. I'm glad that we're just the Twitter recap podcast now.
Yeah.
That's fine. you know what?
Someone's drinking horse electrolytes.
Yeah, someone's drinking horse electrolytes.
We have to fill you in.
Instantly, all of the doctors told him not to do that.
The type of accounts with MD in their name.
Yeah, the ones that have like their professional, like their actual profile picture isn't their headshot, but their like cover photo is, which is how you know that they're actually professional, because they don't actually know how to use Twitter.
I think, I literally saw someone with like the egghead profile picture with MD in their name, like, don't do this.
Yeah, that's how you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's still the egg too. Those are ancient texts. Did you see the guy that now that we're just talking about Twitter shit we saw?
We pivoted from a Reddit podcast to a Twitter podcast.
We really did. I love that for us. No, but did you see the guy that he had to he lost his fantasy football league last year, so his punishment was that this year he had to be in a bar from open to close.
I didn't see this.
And so the bar opens at 6 a.m. and closes at 2 a.m. And for every drink, he got 30 minutes knocked off his time. So it was just the guy, and I saw it like the day it happened. I was like, I had to go back and reopen Twitter multiple times throughout the day to get updates.
This sounds like a bad like Twitch stream.
Yeah, so it started with him like just showing up, and he had like a couple
uncapped barathon.
Yeah, he had like a couple. He had a couple mimosas, morning drinks, whatever. But then it was moving too slowly. So once it hit like, there was something about once it hit like 10 a.m. because I think other people showed up at the bar at that point. He started drinking a lot more. That was when he started being like, okay, I need to start working on this so I don't have to be here until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, so he started downing drinks, and the bartender was like, knew what was going on and was in on it, and they were fine. And the guy was getting super fucking drunk, super fucking drunk. And then they switched bartenders because the opener shift ended.
Yeah, literally.
And then he got kicked out of the bar within 2 hours.
Yeah, easy.
And he didn't even realize he got kicked out at first.
Because by like 6 p.m. he's like, "There's a challenge," that's crazy.
No, and I can pull it up because I bookmarked it so I could keep going back for it. But it was like insane. I think he ended up leaving the bar at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I stayed at a bar open to close, and for every drink I down, I will shave 30 minutes off of my time.
Here we go. I can't open it.
Sorry for everyone studying in the other room.
Maybe they shouldn't be studying in one of the loudest public areas, to be fair. This is one of the louder ones.
Sandwiched between the theater and the podcasting recording studio.
I'm so glad that this is an app that works. Don't you love it when you open up a tweet and it just keeps being like, uh-oh, we encountered an error. Here we go.
Oopsie,
I'm just trying to go all the way down to the final count. I need the final beer count. Yeah, here we go. Because you know how I told you my mistake. It kicked off at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Because at 9 a.m. he had drank 2 seltzers, 2 mimosas, and 4 shots of 3 different kinds.
Jeez.
So it was 8:56 a.m. at the time of posting. His leave time at that point was 10 p.m. Thus follows so many images of him getting drunk.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Current stats at 11:35 a.m. 5 seltzers, 3 mimosas, 6 shots, 10 cups of water drank, 2 egg McMuffins, and 3 medium-sized bites of a breakfast burrito. Shout out to @Dalton_Cates for all this content, by the way. I really appreciate it.
This is like a recovering alcoholic. Like, oh no, it's the challenge. I have to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I lost fantasy football.
Here we go. So at 10:25, he posts about Tyler's coach, which is the bartender, had to clock out, gave him a final shot in remembrance of one of the best coach-player duos of all time. New coaching hire incoming. We'll see how Tyler meshes with the new hire. His name is Tyler, by the way, and he's wearing a Bears jersey.
Yeah.
As he should be.
I'm being paid $7.50 an hour. You are gone.
Yeah, here we go. 1:10 p.m. local time. 1:10 p.m. local time, and Tyler has been officially kicked out of the bar. He is quoted saying, "I don't even know I got kicked out." Might be one of the hardest bars of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from that point, he went on to bar number 2. At which point his current leave time was 5:30 p.m. Right. Let's see.
You just got to bridge the gap.
I need to keep showing more replies. I need you to show me more replies, Elon. Here we go. A legendary run.
We got an Elon segment too.
After downing a 9-hour-old Egg McMuffin, Tyler is now practicing his jump shot for the game winner. We're in the home stretch. And it's just a very blurry photo of this man in like the jump shot pose. You can imagine it. All right. A double shot of whiskey was what finished it off at the buzzer. At 3:33 p.m., his local time, he had made his current leave time 3:30 p.m., so he was able to leave the bar. Nice. Would you like to hear the final stats?
Oh, they're going to say final words.
Yeah, his final words.
They weren't actually words. They were like enchantments.
No, you want to hear his final, the total stats for this guy's.
Yeah.
So
give me the Mario Party chart. Let me press right bumper. See the star graph.
3 mimosas, 5 seltzers, 14 shots, 24 cups of water, half a pint of Pedialyte, 3 Egg McMuffins, 1 cheeseburger, half a hot dog, 3 bites of a burrito, 1 time kicked out, 9.5 hours at the bar, 1 fantasy football league lost.
Wow.
Shout out to my man Tyler for the sick podcast content. I was so invested. And the only thing that kept me from Venmoing you when Dalton posted your Venmo was the fact that I'm broke. I would have Venmo'd you for this journey because I'm so proud. That was a legendary run, my man. That was a legendary run. We have to give it up.
Anyway, Elon Musk threatened to impregnate Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, I saw that. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's ew. I hate it. I hate gross old men.
And then he implied the assassination of Kamala Harris and or Joe Biden. He's
on a run right now.
Yeah.
It's because Grimes got a sick haircut, so she's gonna be dropping amazing music soon.
Yeah.
By which I mean she got botched. Have you seen that picture of her? She looks like a fucking. Do you know the Muppet Scooter?
Yeah.
He's a little orange guy with the little glasses. You know that tuft of orange hair?
Yeah. That's what's going on.
That's what's going on a little bit.
That's what we're bringing back in 2024. 2024.
They kind of, I'm being so for real. They fucked her shit up a little bit, but it's serving cunt, I fear. I hate how much Grimes serves cunt because I don't like Grimes. At least, like, I used to, which is the worst part. I did, and then she decided to get married to Elon Musk for some godforsaken reason because rich people will always be rich people.
Yeah.
Things that remind you that, if I remember right, Grimes is a Nepo baby.
Sure.
Or at least she has like family connections.
Do you remember when they were trying to say with this new pop rise, Sabrina Carpenter's a Nepo baby because she's related to the voice actors of Bart Simpson, Nancy Cartwright. Yeah. And it's like, did you guys forget like she was just on Disney Channel? Like maybe that's how she got her rise to pop fame.
Yeah, have you guys forgot that she's been making music for the last like 10 years?
Yeah. No, she's a Nepo baby. She's directly related to the Simpsons.
Like to the point that she has stated recently that she doesn't really connect with any of her old music from before her rise to fame because she's like, I just don't. I made it too long ago. I don't. That's not me. Who's that bitch? Not me.
I was listening to a podcast that talked about how Olivia Rodrigo's concerts, like she'll just be like really like slutty and like she'll like try to hype up like how hot she is, like, but her audience is still all like kids because she was like Disney Channel, but like super recently. And I thought it was interesting how like Sabrina Carpenter, she was Disney Channel, but in like 2014, 2015, she kind of like waited for her audience to like grow up before entering like this era.
Well, it wasn't even really a choice for her. I mean, Espresso just blew up.
Yeah, true.
So like she just waited 10 years to start making bangers. Because the thing is that Olivia Rodrigo started making music under her Disney label because you have to remember the big thing that separates Sabrina and Olivia in terms of holding on their Disney audience into their musical careers is that Sabrina wasn't on a musical show and Olivia was.
High School Musical, the musical, the series, the special.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was actually a real title.
Yeah, no, because it's just High School Musical, the musical, the series.
And then they made it special.
Yeah. But that's where Olivia got her start. So they were able to really like. She was really able to start with a music career, and because she was known for singing, she was able to kind of propel that. Whereas Sabrina was on Girl Meets World, where she wasn't singing. I think I think they had maybe a couple of musical episodes, but that's mostly just because Boy Meets World did, and they had to do
every
everything.
Disney Channel show had to have a couple of those episodes.
Oh yeah, and I loved most of them, to be fair. So
the truck stops here.
So it's
sad that G. Hernelius never got her Disney Channel pop star career.
I think it's really funny.
That was my celebrity crush growing up.
Yeah.
Avery from Dog with a Blog.
I need Dr. Bridget Meddler to return to making music is what I need. I need Dr. Bridget Meddler. She was on Good Luck Charlie. Oh, okay. She was Teddy.
Okay.
And after she was done with that, she released like a couple of banger albums, like genuinely really, really good. Like very, almost like reggae inspired, like really interesting music in terms of like stuff made by people under their Disney label.
Yeah.
And then she voice acted for The Secret World of Arietti, and then she left and got like a law degree at Harvard. And then now she got her doctorate at MIT, and right now she's running a space program.
Sure.
I think.
Why not?
Something like that.
Bro just started grinding side quests.
Yeah, dude, bro just started grinding side quests.
I hate those quote retweets.
No, but that's why people are always like, I need Dr. Bridget Meddler to return. Because there were like videos of her graduation because other people just graduated in her class. Yeah. And we're like, holy shit, that's Bridget Meddler. No, but so I was like the perfect age range for Good Luck Charlie. I was like the target demographic when it came out. I went to Disney World the summer it came out, so that didn't help me any because I was like obsessed with Disney that whole summer. I did nothing but watch Disney Channel. So all I watched
long before Disney Plus existed.
Long before Disney Plus.
If Disney Plus existed in that era, would you be like a Disney adult right now?
I see. The thing is that I consider myself like a casual Disney adult, like in like the most normal way possible. Yeah. Where I'm like, yeah, I like Disney movies are cool. I watch the new Disney movies that interest me. I catch the new. I don't watch like all the kids shows, obviously, but some like I watched Bluey because enough people said that it was good, even though it's a preschool show. But like. And, like, I've been to Disney World. I went to Disney World as a kid, and I'd like to go back. But I'm also, like, a human being that can look at the idea of planning a Disney World vacation and realize that I'd rather shoot myself between the eyebrows.
And that's our new Patreon goal.
Yeah, I will. I will.
$10,000, and we go to Disney World.
We'll record right in front of the fucking Cinderella castle that they
That'd be so cool.
That'll
never happen.
That'll never happen, but it'd be so cool. If you guys can raise $10,000 on our Patreon, then we will go to Disney World. Or, you know what? We'll go on a Disney cruise.
Ooh.
I've never been on a Disney cruise or a cruise.
No cruises.
That way it's a even ground. And we still get
fun for all.
And we still get the Disney adult experience.
Oh, there's actually a conspiracy that do you know the name of the Disney cruise ship? It might be like somewhere in your little head.
I don't. There's a couple of them, so I don't know.
So
I don't know which one they're using right now.
It's the Disney Wish.
Yeah.
And so there's a conspiracy theory that they made. Oh, I feel like a YouTube short right now. Have you heard the conspiracy theory that Disney? Anyway.
See, this could be TikTok content if you bothered making TikTok edits.
Yeah, I ruined the clip farm. Anyway, so there's a conspiracy that they made the movie Wish so that if you search Disney Wish, you end up booking a cruise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the opposite of how you know
Disney
the Frozen one. Yeah, the Frozen one. Everyone knows it. For those who don't know, there's a conspiracy that the reason why they changed the name of Frozen from the Snow Queen, which was its original name, and which I would argue is a significantly better name.
I don't know if it works for like the demographic and like what they were trying to. I think Frozen hits a lot harder.
I think that it started an awful shitty trend of one-word movies that I couldn't keep track of for the next 8 years.
But I feel like it kind of blends.
I'm a little bitter about it.
It blends with Snow White, and I feel like then it gets confusing of like what do you call Elsa if like kids know the movie as the
I feel like they could have.
It's a hard ass title for what the movie is, the Snow Queen.
Yeah,
I like that. But I see why they went with Frozen.
Yeah, anyway. No. But there's a conspiracy that there's that, so that when you Google Disney Frozen, you get that movie instead of Walt Disney's Frozen Head. Because I don't know. How do you feel about the conspiracy of Walt Disney's Frozen Head?
I mean, I've never like looked into like the evidence of it. I could see him being a freak like that and being like, freeze me good, I'll be back.
He's like, freeze me good until.
Thing is, if Walt Disney came back right now, if they said he was frozen, he's back and he's the CEO, I feel like he would not stand for like what Disney's like today. He'd be like, no. Okay, and how are our animated classics? They're like, yeah, we made a Wish. Some people like accuse it of being written by AI. We worked our hardest. That kind of hurt. And he'd be like, what?
No, yeah,
Sherman Brothers are dead. He'd be so sad.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
they unfreeze him. He learns about the state of the company and he kills himself.
I mean, I would. If I found out how evil my corporation had become.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They were literally just in the news for being like, we're nice enough to take the clause that lets us literally kill you out of our streaming service. Sign up. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't even know if they actually took that out. I know McDonald's is adding it.
I think they probably can't even actually use it in court because I remember it was just like they attempted to. And I don't think any judge is going to let them.
McDonald's is adding a new clause to their terms of service on their app. This is important. They're adding a new clause to their terms of service on their app. If you use their app and you agree to these terms of service, you waive your right to sign on to a class action lawsuit against them.
Worth it because it's only 6,500 points for a Happy Meal.
Yeah, but have you also considered not giving your money to an awful corporation that treats their workers like shit?
The backbone of fast food.
I think that we need to throw away McDonald's and put Wendy's in its place.
Yeah, but then it doesn't become such an like interesting pick to be like a Wendy's rep.
I guess.
Know? But
then our status
it
is
does
the number one and
its...
number two Wendy's fans on the number one Wendy's fan podcast.
I do love how when Burger King and McDonald's were doing their $5 meal deals, Wendy's was like, we did it first and it's cheaper.
Exactly.
Like, just come over here. Oh, I guess they were promoting Biggie Bags instead though. They're like,
yeah,
and there's a $4 one, but maybe don't buy that.
I would like to add in to our constant our constant what's the word I'm looking for? Campaigning. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I had to like lock in into my mind palace to go searching for that. No, in our constant campaign for the true way that Wendy's should be handling their Frosties. My dad, who works for a company that produces the that makes him sound really important. My dad's an assembler on the line.
So
my dad's a
my
tester.
dad like kind of knows people.
Yeah, my dad was a purchaser for like 6 months. And then he didn't like it very much, so we went back to the line. No, but so my dad works on the line making these machines. And I asked him, I was like, I know that you don't know anything because you're not like talking with Wendy's corporate or anything. I was like, but do you guys ever like talk about it like on the line? Because I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if I've told this to you, but at the company that he works at, they produce machines for Wendy's, McDonald's, like they make a lot of soft serve ice cream machines. And so in their break room, they have a McDonald's shake machine, Wendy's Frosty machine. Like they have all of these things. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And they always have all the flavors because the company sends them as kind of like a thank you type thing.
Yeah.
I guess I would assume. I'm assuming they're not ordering them from McDonald's corporate because how the fuck would you do that? No, but so
I swear we are at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Send us Flurry.
Please send me Shamrock Shake flavor.
Who is this? McDonald official. Send me a Flurry.
No, but my dad used to bring me home like Shamrock Shakes and stuff. So I was like, so do you guys ever talk about the fact that there's like never vanilla Frosties at actual Wendy's? He's like, oh yeah, all the time. We all think it's dumb.
Yeah.
But he did remind me that technically the chocolate Frosty is the original.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep it all the time. And then
but
I told
all
him
those
that
people are dead.
See, that's what I said. I looked at him. I was like, yeah, it tastes like it's the original because it tastes like something old people like. And he looked at me and he went, exactly.
We'll wait for them to cycle out.
See, but then more old people are just going to take their place. And there's something about old people and powdery chocolate. They fucking love it. Yeah. They love powdery chocolate.
Yeah.
And Sure Shakes, the Frosties, that's the word. I don't know why Frosties left my brain.
Yeah, of course. It's the last thing we were talking about.
Yeah. Of course that would get thrown out of my brain. But, and Sure Shakes, they're in there.
I had a thing on the Walt Disney. I was like, imagine.
I'm so sorry.
No, not like I was trying to get it in, but imagine being unfrozen. They're like, so you are technically canceled right now. They say you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's like,
I think one of the worst things would be him joining the company and being like, "There's a lot of Jews here." like there's a lot of them now. And it's like,
and
yeah.
like, yes, yeah.
And they're like,
is that a problem?
Yeah, and he's like, oh,
loading the gun. Is that a problem, Mr. Walt Disney?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, did that Israel thing not work out? And they're like, well, about that.
Yeah.
They tried really hard. They're really trying. They're really trying. Like, I hate, like, I don't know if this is technically anti-Semitic to say, but I do think it's really fucked up that the entire world is currently fighting for the fact, is currently fighting over the fact that we need to create a state that we made because no one wanted to have Jews in their country. Like that's really fucked up to think about. Is that everyone went, we can't be trusted to not try to exterminate them again because we're all so anti-Semitic. So it's literally we're gonna put them all over here, and now it's just so insane. It's so like that's I can't imagine. Like I know that realistically at the time that wasn't like the thinking about it, but like looking back and you read about it and you're like, holy shit, that was the thinking about it. It's literally everyone going, well, we can't be trusted.
Yeah, I was thinking about the conflict in my shower today, and I was thinking about how Chapel Roan is so explosive in like interview questions these days, just with like anything. I was thinking like, yo, Chapel Roan, what do you think about like the Israel Palestine? And just imagine her being like, they're both fucking stupid, they're both fucking dumb, well, they both need to just fucking shut the fuck up.
Actually, she recently talked about in an interview when she was asked to perform at the White House.
Yeah.
And she ended up just turning it down, if I remember correctly. But initially, her plan was to accept, show up, and then read poetry from Palestinian women. And then her entire team went, you can't fuck with the government. Your security, like she straight up was like, yeah, they warned me that my security would never be the same after that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Chapel, that's how you end up on a fucking hit list. That's how you end up suicided. I can't believe you killed yourself by stabbing yourself 4 times in the chest, 3 times in the back, and shooting yourself twice in the back of the head. That's crazy. No. The CIA did it. The CIA did it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think if our podcast ever blows up, I'm going to end up...
Yeah.
What type of should I be saying?
The slur section. So I only use slurs I feel like I can reclaim.
No, yeah, I'm gonna get beat up by the woke left, and then the government's gonna come for me after that for how many like fucking conspiracies I'm willing to just be like, yeah, and then this conspiracy. Because I love talking to the little FBI man on my phone about the things that I'm going to do in Minecraft.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I walk around like there's a Twitch audience.
I swear to God, I shit you not. I swear to God, like 3 weeks ago, I was making jokes about I don't even remember what it was. Something about like not feeling well mentally, like stuff like that. And then I opened Twitter and I got a gun ad. I was like, I need the FBI man to stop listening so closely.
Yeah. Pause.
I was like, whoa, we're not quite there yet. Whoa there, CIA.
Let me be by myself for 1 minute.
But like it was one of those things where I'm like, you know how fucking Twitter ads are now, where it's just like a shit show of what you're gonna get.
Japan's crazy mascot.
And Japan's crazy mascot, Cheetan. My beautiful otter baby.
Come on the podcast right here. We'll get you the orange mic.
Cheetan, we will save the orange mic just for you. We need to now we have to tweet this section out at Cheetan to see if they respond.
Have we tweeted since
I don't think so.
I know like a couple weeks ago you were like, hey, can you tweet the new episodes? And I said I would. It's just because the account is hard to lock into. It's a sign in with Google. And so it's like just this whole thing. They don't let you sign in with 2.
That was my bad. I didn't realize that sign in with Google was going to make it the fucking worst. But I also have a bad habit. Like, I mean, whenever I'm accessing all of our stuff, I just made a separate Google Chrome profile.
I'll get there someday, yeah.
That's what I just ended up doing. It's easier because then it's all just logged in.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I don't want to have to remember to do it either. We're so good at this.
I feel like if you go in and do reset password, we can get an official login for it. But oh well. Oh. Hey, that's next week's problem.
That's next week's problem. I love that you guys really get to come along this journey with us for us figuring out how to podcast. We really brought them in on the loop.
Yeah.
Day one.
Yes.
We are we are fully transparent. There is no you put the trans and transparent for this for this podcast.
And you're old enough to be a parent.
True. Thank God I'm not a parent yet. Please don't put that out there. Don't put that energy into the universe yet. I thought it was really funny when I was getting my nails done. I was chatting with the girl and she was just like asking me, just small talk, ask me, oh, do you have a boyfriend, whatever. And I'm chatting with her about like, oh, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 9 years. And she's like, wow, are you guys thinking about getting married? We're like, yeah, we're talking about, and then I dropped the, oh, I'm 23 bomb. And she was like, and you've been with your boyfriend for 9 years? I'm like, yeah, going through the checklist of small talk things in my brain. Yeah. And she was like, so you don't have any kids yet? And I was like, no, I want to get married first. And she laughed and she was like, yeah, that's a good idea, but don't wait too long. I was like, don't wait too long. I was like, what do you mean by that? Why do you sound like my grandma?
Why are you a loading screen tip right now?
Yeah. If you
that's
wait
a good
too
idea. Don't wait too long.
I think when she said that, I was like, well, you need to tell him that. And she laughed really hard at that. And I'm like, yeah, that one always gets a laugh.
Yeah.
The jokes about Ace not proposing always get a laugh, even though, like, we are not at the point where we're ready to get married. Not like like realistically, we've been married for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. But on like a financial and like mental health level, we are not ready to get married right now. Mm-hmm. Could we theoretically afford it? Yes. Would I be in crippling debt for the foreseeable future? Yes. Yeah. Am I willing to put myself into debt just to get married? No.
And then become a substitute teacher to help pay for it.
Yeah, then become a substitute teacher. I don't even get benefits. I have to pay for insurance.
Yikes.
Sometimes you really commit to the house spouse lifestyle and you realize that you've become a stereotype a little too late, because I was learning about, I don't know if I've explained this to you, but when I was still actively taking classes, I'm really into sociology, and I specifically got really into, this is going to sound really weeby, but I got really into Japan. Uh-huh. I really liked comparing Japanese and American societies. I thought it was really, really interesting. Not just because I'm a weeb, but because because my Japanese classes were being taught by a woman from Japan. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yes, this is awesome. I actually get to learn from someone who knows, because all the people that teach, as far as I know, most people that teach Japanese are white. Uh-huh. So when I was like, oh, Japanese sociology classes, and I looked and I was like, her name is Yuka.
W.
Yeah, I was like, sick. So it was really, really cool. Excellent class. And I learned a lot about American society from that class. Specifically, I learned a name for a phenomenon that I didn't really have a name for, which is this branch of masculinity called the salaryman masculinity. Mm-hmm. That's it's very Japanese specific, because it's that Japanese idea of having a man that goes to work and spends all of his time at work. He doesn't come home, and the woman spends all of her time at home with her kid. So, or with their kids, so that she can raise the kids, and then she takes care of his parents when they get old, and that's how society functions forever. And this will never go wrong. Yeah. It's never gone wrong for Japan ever. They can definitely still do that. The Japanese government wants them to do that really, really bad. But because that obviously doesn't work and has barely worked since the post-war economic miracle of the 1980s. And the post-war economic miracle and the second tech boom of the 80s. That really got attached onto during the 80s by the U.S. because during the 80s, the U.S. Business world was very much looking at Japan as its model. They loved Japanese models. Oh yeah. Of management, of everything like that. They
just loved Japanese models.
Yeah, they also just loved Japanese models. Most of which were actually Filipino women. But there's this specific part of it where like women have part-time work because it's not realistic for most middle-class people to live off of one salary. Women adapted by finding work in the healthcare sphere, the caretaking sphere, and like running small shops part-time, stuff like that. And I realized, I was like, God damn it, I'm falling directly. Like, Ace and I, when we're talking finances, that's how we're structuring our finances. Is like, oh, like, we want you to work full time. I'll work part time so I can be home to take care of the kids. Well, technically, I guess I'm planning on taking care of my parents when they get old. Mm-hmm. Less so his parents. So at least there's that. Mm-hmm. But like, I realized recently how like neatly we were going to fall into that.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, shit. But we're still not an example of it working, because the only reason we can make that work is because we live with my family.
Right.
Like, we live in a multi-generation.
You're not going to be like buying a 2-story house and making it work.
No, I'm going to be living in a multi-generational household. Mm-hmm. Like I grew up in, like, because I've explained this on the podcast before. I grew up basically in my grandparents' house until my parents divorced, and then we actually did move in with my grandparents full time, and we've just kind of never left because they've always needed my dad around the house. Because like after we moved in, my grandpa's health started failing, so my dad took over, and when my grandpa died, my dad became the man of the house. So now I'm there. I wasn't going anywhere if my dad wasn't. So
right, yeah.
But with that, like, I'm not paying all my bills. Mm-hmm. Like, even when, like, my dad and I have talked about it at length, obviously, and we're like, because even though my grandma's still with us, she just turned 91.
Right.
We have to be realistic here. No, but so when we were talking about it, we already know. So my uncle lives there too. He like has just never. I mean, he moved out for a while, but he's lived there for as long as I can remember. We were like, okay, so we'll split it 3 ways. Dad, Don, who's my uncle, and then me and Ace will have a third of the. Then all of us just contribute our third to the bills. And we thought about dividing it into 4s, but we were like, it's technically. It's fine. There's no reason for Ace and I to be paying 2 separate rounds of it when we like.
Yeah.
We were just kind of like, it doesn't make sense to separate Ace and I into 2 separate things when we're going to be taking up 1 bedroom. Even though like, cause we buy enough of our own stuff, like our own groceries, our own, just bringing home random shit that it's not like well, you guys eat for 2, so we have to get 2 times. Like, no, it's fine. Whatever. Sharing a bedroom.
It all works out in the end.
It all works out.
All evens out. Yeah. Transformers 1 comes out this weekend, which is the new animated Transformers movie starring Chris Hemsworth.
I forgot that's like.
Well,
a thing
come on in,
happening.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
And I'm not excited for it because it looks bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of Transformers stuff looks bad now, which sucks because Transformers rocked when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that in like a just the Shia LaBeouf movies way, because I fucking love those ones, even though they weren't accurate to. I know that like Transformers heads are gonna clown on me for that. They're gonna be like, they're not good Transformers movies. They're not. But you know what? They are good movies.
Oh yeah,
they're fun movies.
I love like mid-2000s superhero movies. Just any of them.
Yeah, they're all so awful, but it's so good. Like watching fucking. Although it is really like uncomfortable watching that now as like a 23-year-old woman watching it and being like, Megan Fox looks 18 here. like you can tell she is very young here, and it's like, oh, I don't like knowing how she got treated by the director. Like, ew.
Yeah, I liked how one person made a video essay about like the longest ad in history, and it was just one of the Transformers movies, just because they literally had like either dozens or hundreds of brand deals just in the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Transformers as an IP was created literally to sell toys. So
yeah,
because Transformers the show is because they made Transformers the toys. So yeah, and from Transformers the show came all the rest of the Transformers stuff, because the comics and everything came after, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 80s. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
We make jokes about me being old on the podcast, like I wasn't born in 2001.
Right. Right.
Like calling me old wouldn't do psychic damage to like most people that I know.
You're like, no, I respect it. Call me old.
Well, yeah, no. Well, between the two of us, I'm the old one
the
here.
Old one.
I'm the old head.
You're like, do you know about the specific and strange situation from 2013? And I'll be like, I was 5.
Yeah, but then you hit me with like, did you hear about this YouTuber? And I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Who?
Sure.
We balance each other out.
We do.
We have the two sides of Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
A cusper and true Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
We need if we get a third, it needs to be like an alpha cusper.
Oh my God, we are not bringing an alpha cusper in here. That is not who the orange mic is for.
No, that's for Cheetan, but they can have the green mic back here behind me.
I do stress out when I think about if we ever have a guest, how I'm going to set up the camera angle. I would love if this table was like inverted so that there's space on the inside. I get that this, facility is not built for video, but it like stresses me the fuck out when I think about someone being in this chair, because then this camera has to move and that one kind of does too.
Well, it doesn't have to move that much because you just have to scoop.
No, this will block both my face and your face.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You just have to like scoot back that camera. Hi guys, you have to scoot back this camera just a little bit over. And then you could still frame it, and I just have to turn my body a little bit more. Yeah. But that's fine. That wouldn't be the end of the world. And then we would, because we would have a guest here that I could talk with. Because I wouldn't always be like, "Hey, buddy, I'm looking through the hardware."
Because I would never put the guest in here, and then they have to feel like this, like while we're both like staring at them.
Yeah.
I would remain in here.
No, I would much rather have the guest be on the outside so that both of us are looking at them, and they have the option to hide their face.
Yeah.
That's and
they
for
can
them.
Escape.
That's because most likely our first guest on the podcast is going to be one of our friends in real life. Because I, at some point, want to drag my friends on here. Sure. Because they're both, two of my best friends are students here. So we can actually have them in the recording space. Yeah. Instead of having to figure out how
we need to talk to our guy about...
We need to talk to our guy.
About a release waiver or whatever for non-students.
Well, it's not a release waiver thing. It's straight up.
I just meant word.
No, yeah. Well, no, I'm saying it's a admin doesn't want non-alumni, non-student. Because like I'm a rare exception. I'm technically not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But
because he made a hard no alumni rule.
Yeah, originally there was a hard no alumni rule, but we're cool like that. So no, but legitimately, I've worked with him on and off for school stuff the last couple of years. So when we were like, hey, could we continue using this space? They were like, the admin, because remember, you had to get it cleared through admin for me to be here.
Took a sec, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of why we had to. That's part of why we thought we weren't going to be able to record the whole summer, was because we knew that he had to talk with admin about me being here.
Yeah, and we were like, he's not going to do that over the summer.
Yeah, we were like, it's probably going to take like the whole summer, because but no, it took like a month, and we were like, oh, sick. Yeah. And then you sent me a whole, I think I still have the message that you sent me that was like the Google Doc of why we should continue the podcast. Yeah. I think I still have that somewhere.
I mean, it's in Discord, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
If not, now you can search. You can do so much more search in messages than you can in Discord now. Because Discord got rid of so many of their search functions for some godforsaken reason.
They didn't get rid of them. They just moved them around so weird that it's like impossible now. And so like the Discord search feels like all you're searching is for members. But if you can like scroll through to messages and like add the old filters, but it's like...
Yeah, but you have to do, like you have to put so much more... What you used to just... I miss being able to go into general and look up like what I remember, the 4 funny words I remember out of my friend's message and being like, there it is.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Now if you search in mobile especially, it's like you search for the message and it's like, there are no members named that.
Yeah, so. Dude. You have no members named Cumfart.
You have no friends actually named that. Strange. Didn't know why you needed me to tell you that, but
yeah, but none of your friends are named Tri-Tongue Butthole, actually. Shockingly.
Crazy.
Anyway, have you tried our AI? God, I hate that everything has AI now. I know that like you've embraced it a lot more than I have in general. But like I'm still the kind of person where like they're like the new iPhone, how they keep being like, oh, it's so compatible with AI. Dude. It's so compatible with AI. It's so compatible with AI. How about it's compatible with me killing myself with a gun?
Apple would have gone so crazy on Apple AI in 2017. All of our minds would be blown. Now it's like instead of approaching the building to look for its hours, you can now scan the building and see the hours on your phone.
Yeah, if only we had something on the outside of the building that told us when it was open and closed and what the menu looked like.
And can you credit the tweet that said it?
Is there a tweet that said that?
There's a tweet that said it. Again.
I'm not original.
Did you see the
I'm
edit?
too internet brained.
When you did that last time, I said, could you credit the tweet that said it? And I put the tweet right next to me. It wasn't word for word, though. I could tell it was like, it influenced what you said, but it wasn't word for word.
I'm being so for real. I haven't seen these tweets. I'm just like that. I'm just that fucking internet brain. I hate being that internet brain that I just formulate tweets.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part is if I said, can you credit the tweet that said it, you wouldn't know the author.
I don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
I barely remember the author of my favorite book series right now. The only reason I remember is because every single TikTok I look at that's tagged Akatar is also tagged Sarah J. Maas. So I always remember it. Or Maas. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. I pronounce it Maas because someone that I knew growing up had a similarly spelled last name and it was Maas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I can't pronounce her fantasy names either, so fuck me if I'm supposed to pronounce anything. I found out I'm pronouncing like half their names wrong.
Right.
Because I don't think I've said it incorrectly on the podcast, but for a long time I read Rhysand as Rysand because it's spelled Rhysand, and I'd always heard that pronounced as Rysand.
Yeah, that reminds me of the fuckers who say Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces?
You fucking stupid.
Reese's Pieces.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, it's in the name. It's a rhyme. It's it's anaphora. It's, it's like, it's just, or epiphora. But like, it's Reese's Pieces. Like, that's literally it. The word is Reese, and there's an apostrophe S, and then it's the word pieces, because it's pieces of a Reese's.
I also fundamentally, I have to fundamentally disagree with the official pronunciation of one, because it's Lucien, which I pronounce Lucien. It's technically Lucian. It's
Get
Lucien.
it out.
Get it out of here.
Get it out.
It's Lucien. I'm sorry, Sarah, but you're wrong. It's Lucien.
We're going to perform a coup on the pronunciation of that name.
Yeah.
Make the 8-hour video essay that blows up and just switch it in the minds of the general public. Like J.K. Rowling tried to say it's Voldemort this whole time. Yeah, even though the movies said it the other way.
Yeah, so technically, in the movies they pronounce it Voldemort. It's supposed to be Voldemort. Sorry, I choked on my spit trying to pronounce French.
Choked on my French, yeah.
Yeah, I choked on French trying to do it for the first. No, but it's Voldemort, which is because technically that's how you pronounce it. Is the mort. You don't pronounce the T at the end because it's.
But if she really felt that way, they'd say it like that in the movie.
Well, because she didn't correct them until like the 4th movie.
She didn't make up her mind until the 4th movie.
Honestly, probably not. Because I think because the 4th movie they found out during Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th movie.
Right.
Because they found out because he comes back. Like
right.
That's because that was when they actually hired Ralph Fiennes.
Somehow Voldemort returned.
Yeah, somehow Voldemort returned. Except we see exactly how Voldemort returned. Because at least J.K. Rowling can write in a reasoning. I can't believe they couldn't.
Cloning, secrets of the dark arts.
I was like, we
don't know.
I was like, we're literally. You're in the Star Wars universe. You had the Clone Wars. That was a whole thing.
Yeah.
All you had to do was be like, but there was a clone, and we don't know which one was actually him, but one of them is now back.
Yeah, which would be shitty, but it's at least it's an explanation.
It's better than somehow Palpatine returned.
And to get extra context for that movie, you had to attend a live Fortnite event.
Yeah.
to actually gather like crucial context to the plot of the movie.
Oh my god, I forgot that you literally have to play Fortnite to understand the Star Wars canon now.
Yeah. It's part of it. Like when someone's doing like full timeline explained, they're going to cut to like Bright Bomber standing at Risky Reels.
Oh my god,
with this Star Destroyer.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen. Sorry, I'm just being brought to physical pain by the first time. I remember the first time I saw like Fortnite in a Star Wars lore video, and I was like,
yeah. The best analogy I ever saw for the sequels was it's like two kids playing where like J.J. Abrams was like he had his little characters and he was doing stuff, and then Rian Johnson comes in and just messes it all up, and then J.J. Abrams is like, no, it's actually like this. It's just because it's like not even hiring 3 different directors, but literally doing like guy different guy again. Like what a brainless decision.
Well, it's because they weren't thinking with their brains. They were thinking with their wallets.
Always.
And they keep wondering why thinking with their wallets doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't it work no more? Mm-hmm. Why doesn't Pander work no more? Mm-hmm. But always made us money. But Dead Horse always spit out money. What do you mean no spit out money no more? Throw away IP. Get it off.
I saw a movie yesterday in theaters called The 4:30 Movie, and it was like a 80s like kids kind of movie theater hopping, before like assigned seats in theaters and shit, and it was
assigned
really
seats
cool.
in theaters is still wild to me.
Interesting.
Like that wasn't a thing when I was a kid.
Yeah. And they had a couple of funny jokes in there where one guy was like, yeah, I love that Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby will always be regarded as an American treasure. And just little jokes like that where it's like something someone might say in the 80s. And then they had another like nerd character go like, oh, Star Wars was so dumb. I'm glad we're done with Star Wars. Like, could you imagine if they made more movies and like they go back and tell episode 1, 2, and 3 and like, I don't know if there were like Star Wars TV shows, like a whole TV show about what Boba Fett is doing. Like, I'm glad they're not doing. And it's like, it's so cheesy, but like, I kind of like that.
See, I know that like
when they do that.
I know people hate that trope because
Oh, did you see the tropes tier list?
No, we need to make a tropes tier list for this podcast.
This is the funniest thing ever.
Wait, I think I did see. Is that the one that has like writing and protagonists?
All right. So absolute GOAT tier is protagonists, philosophy, themes, and moral grayness. I'll just go down.
My favorite trope in cinema, themes.
And then tier 2 elevates the media experience significantly is foreshadowing, dark subject matter, subversions, antagonists, philosophy. Or wait, psychology. Sorry.
Antagonist. I like how protagonist is in like 8 is like the best of the best. Antagonists, they're all right. They're all right.
Tier 3, a good detail but lacking in depth. Betrayals, genre deconstructions, writing, and symbolism. Tier 4, mid-trope doesn't add much to the writing. References, metafiction, show don't tell. And then tier 5, sours the overall media experience. L-trope, open endings, and postmodernism.
Postmodernism.
And that was a real tier list. I think it was satire, but it was a tier list someone dropped on Twitter, and people were quote retweeting it like, every word of this is perfect. If you changed one word, this whole thing is thrown off.
I think that the tweet itself and like the ranking is fake, but I do believe that this person was looking for a tropes tier list, like on like Tier List Maker, and found that and was like, what the fuck is this?
I'll just tweet it out.
I love people that fucking are willing to turn anything into Twitter content. Mm-hmm. I wish I was that committed. Mm-hmm. I wish I was that committed to being a poster.
Yeah.
I'm not that committed.
I'm a little committed, but I'll never have a hit tweet and then edit that together. I trust you.
Well, because it's like I feel like you can make like anything on Twitter your brand now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love the menswear guy. We all love the menswear guy. Derek Guy, my beloved. Please don't ever. I'm not disrespecting you ever. Please don't clap back. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would survive a menswear guy tweet. I really don't. But there's also like, I mean, I run into the problem. I follow a lot of trans people on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, a lot of people, so I can't be like, well, this person just posted about being from Chicago, because I know that part of it's because they're a trans woman from Chicago. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm like, I mean, fine. Yeah.
You get your couple tweets a day. Yeah, I do that too, or I'll see a cool trans person on my timeline, and then I'll like go to the profile and it's like, oh, that's porn. Okay, bye-bye.
Trans people, I love you, but I wish that some of you would not post your banger funny tweets from your porn accounts.
Right. Like separate the art from the artist.
Exactly. Dude, I thought it was so crazy. I was just like scrolling through the Akatar tag the other day on TikTok, and I like got to live watch this like porn artist post porn and then like have it be deleted, because I was scrolling through and it, like someone had just like drawn one of the like sexy scenes from the bug, and I was like, whoa, like on TikTok, holy shit. And then I clicked on their profile. By the time I clicked on their profile, it was gone. I was like, oh. And then like I went back and it was like, this video is not available. I was like,
Men in Black, like.
I was like, shit. They try to do that to me all the time because I use the favorites tab as a show my friends and like best of. That's why there's like there's almost 4,000 videos in my favorites tab on TikTok just because I save them to show to Ace or like whoever or their recipes or, you know, random bullshit. But like, so a lot of times when I sit down to show them to Ace, a bunch of them have been taken down. But today I was able to like go into my mind's eye and all of the ones that have been taken down, I was like, this one was of a little boy who was standing
you're like
in like
King Candy floating in the void, grabbing Vanellope von Schweetz. You know,
I'm like using my mind's eye. I'm like, and then his dad threw fish food in front of him, but then they were all parrotfish. So I'm guessing he took it down because people started calling out the fact that his son could have broken his hands. Because parrotfish have, or like fish with like a beak on them, they can bite really hard. So I think he took it down because people in the comments were like, your son could have died. Like, because people in the comments can't handle children being in any sort of danger whatsoever, even if it's fish in a lake. You just get out of the water. He's on the edge. His dad can reach him. He can pick him up. That thing's like 10 pounds. It was like a fully grown toddler. It was not. But a
really malnourished, fully grown toddler of 10 pounds.
No. No, it's
like a damn meat canyon toddler.
Not the meat canyon toddler. Dude, I'll never get over the psychic damage of having to get used to my dad and my uncle who just like scroll through. I think my dad uses TikTok sometimes, but both of them kind of end up on like YouTube shorts and stuff like that because you know they're boomers, so it's way easier for them to. The psychic damage of hearing Meat Canyon from their phones and knowing like exactly what it is and being like, I can't show any reaction to this because then they'll seek it out to know what it is to try and engage with me, and I can't talk to my father about Meat Canyon. There's so many. We're not
letting this happen.
I love Dennis, and I'll show him so many things that I enjoy, but I don't think I could handle showing my dad Meat Canyon.
Be like, we can bond over this. This is our thing now.
I mean, let me put it this way. I showed him Rick and Morty. I will not show that man Smiling Friends. You need to watch Smiling Friends.
Yeah, I'll get on there.
You need to.
It's gonna turn out like The Boys, where it's like every time they drop a season, it's like, oh, this is really good. You need to hop on this, and it's like, eh.
See, I'm like that with The Boys, but that's because The Boys has legitimately gotten worse to me.
I think we've had this exact conversation.
Yeah, because I feel like we talked about how
I feel like we pivoted from Smiling Friends to The Boys.
Probably in the same way. No, but I used to like The Boys, and then it became more uncomfortable than it was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I just get annoyed every time they drop a season. Everyone who's into it tries to get everyone who's not into it, and it works, you know, maybe for about like 10% of them. But for everyone who's just been ignoring it for the past 8 years, they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I know about it.
Awesome.
I just don't want to. I didn't want to watch it in 2017, and I still don't want to.
Yeah.
Sue me.
No, I feel like that's how. That's kind of how I felt about ACOTAR in a weird way. That makes sense. Like, because every time, I mean, A Court of Silver Flames, the book that just came out, or I say just came out. It came out in like 2021, I think. But I remember, like, every time a book came out, hearing more and more about it, like, because I've been in the reading community for a really long time. So, you know, I've just heard a lot about all these popular book talk books. No, but legitimately, I've been like
I'm active. Just like a reading pill book maxer.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a reading pill book cell. No, but because I've been like in reading circles and like keeping track of popular books for a long time now, because I feel like I sound so pretentious being like, I love reading and I've always loved reading, but like I really have. Like I was one of those kids that went through like a book a day. I was in the library every single day checking out multiple books. I thought it was really funny. I don't know if I told you this. I found out recently because my local library recently went fines free as of this month, which is super cool. And so I found out, out of curiosity, I went back to see what my last fine that I had to pay was, because you can like check to see what your previous amounts you've paid on your account, and you can see what the book was that was late that you're paying the fine or the replacement fee for. And I realized that the last books that I paid a fine for were when I reopened my library card like this last year or two, and it was Neon Genesis Evangelion Volume 2. Fruits Basket, Volume 6.
Uh-huh.
Kimi no Toroke, which is a romance manga, volume 3, and then like Scott Pilgrim versus the World on DVD, and like Spirited Away on DVD.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit, this is like a capsule of this is like my femcell, like the nest egg of the femcell I would be if I wasn't with Ace.
Yeah, and you're like, that's not a fine. That's me paying my respect.
Yeah, no, that was me fucking paying reparations.
Yeah.
That was me sitting down and fucking listening. No, but I just thought that specific combo was so funny of like Neon Genesis Evangelion manga, Fruits Basket, one of the like shoujo manga of all time, Kimi ni Toroke, which is like one of the romance manga of all time. Scott Pilgrim and Spirited Away. I'm like, damn.
Howl's Moving Castle, September 27th.
Oh yeah, we need to see that because I need you to see that.
I'll have to it depends if they're going to do it only on that day or if it's like the couple days around it.
I think it's a couple days around it.
Okay.
You'll have to check.
I'll check.
To check your show times.
Yeah, but checker. I check things from time to time.
Check things.
Oops. We'll check there.
I'm a little bit of a check cell.
It's checking season.
I feel like that's like our version of when Ace and I will look at each other and do like the Redditor voice. We'll be like, actually, I think I'm having a good time here, princess. Like, but instead you and I do this.
Oops.
You're a little bit of a checker, princess. I like that. There's something about like the fucking Redditor voice that always makes me laugh. Like it always makes me laugh. I think it's because I've known too many people who have actually talked and acted like that simultaneously. Like the jump scare of getting into my first like Discord call in a public server to play video games to people and being encountered with like real like Discord mods and being like, ah,
it's like, oh right, there's a reason that's the archetype.
Yeah. I maintain that one of these years I need to talk Ace into letting me get a bunch of my like girlfriends together so we can be a Discord mod in his Discord kittens.
Yes,
I wanted to do that for years, and he's always like, I can't. Because he's like, I can't cross that. I'm like, you have to. You have to.
Just once. Just this once. You could probably make a viral meme format out of it too.
Probably.
You just got like the right picture.
I mean, when we did the Shadow Wizard Money Gang last Halloween, that did surprisingly well for the fact that meme was like on the decline, and we did it because it was cold and we wanted to wear ski masks. Yeah. And well, let me rephrase: we want to wear ski masks and not get like arrested. But like, yeah, we were. Flash a picture up right now. No, but last Halloween we were the Shadow Wizard Money Gang, so I feel like we need to continue the funny couples costume.
Go for it. That's all you can do.
I don't know.
I feel older. Like if the Halloween costume's not funny, fuck are you doing?
I feel like, well, because we always end up like talking about a million different Halloween costumes, and then it hits like October 20th, and we're like, fuck, we need to put something together now. So like, this year is the first year that I'm actually like writing down options. But we also keep running into the problem of we make plans, like we plan a costume for a specific thing, and then that gets canceled. Like the last 3 or 4 years, we've had like a party costume planned,
right? And
then that party got canceled, and we're like, well, fuck, you can't wear a party costume to hand out candy.
Yeah,
because it's fucking cold. Here in Gamerco, New Mexico, it gets really cold at the end of October. Cold. At night here in the desert.
Freezing.
Well, in the desert it gets so cold at night.
Have you played Super Mario Odyssey? It looks like that in New Mexico. It's not even lying.
We're literally standing in New Vegas right now. Right. Actually, it's actually we're welcome to the New California Republic. We're coming to you live from the New California Republic. It is.
It does just snow in Texas now, though. I love how the Wikipedia article lists it as like this crazy climate thing in 2022, this crazy climate thing in 2023. And it's like, how long are we going to do this before we recognize that this is just going to be a yearly thing in Texas?
No, but if we keep pretending that we haven't irrevocably changed the climate, then we don't have to change our habits about it. And we can keep arguing whether climate change exists, even though it very clearly does.
Yeah, I feel like it's shifting less to like, do you believe in climate change or do you not? And more to like, do you want to fix climate change and do you not? Like, obviously there are still deniers of it, but it's like, I feel like it's pivoting more towards that. Is it's like, are you going to make action or just let it slide?
Well, yeah, because I feel like it's become less of a, because it's shifted so far away from like, is climate change real? Because the baseline, we've come so far from like the Al Gore era when like, because like I remember when Al Gore first started, like everyone made jokes about Al Gore for being like, climate change is real and it matters and it's happening. Like that's why he's a huge joke, is because he was one of the first people to be like, climate change is real and we need to care about it.
Right.
And people call him a fucking crazy fundamentalist for it. And then so I don't know if Man Bear Pig is a South Park exclusive thing or if that came from something else. Like, because I know it's like the big joke on South Park, but I don't know if it originates from something else. I guess I should specify. I know the Man Bear Pig is not it's not actually a concern of Al Gore. But it's become so much more like, oh, like it's become less, do you know about climate change? Do you believe in climate change anymore? Do you care? Do you think it matters? Which is insane.
Yeah.
I think the fact that like the way that environmentalism has been completely thrown to the wayside in the last like 2 decades has been fucking insane. Like what I can't imagine legitimately thinking that profit should come over the planet that we live on and need to survive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like like maybe they'll call me a bleeding heart liberal, but I think maybe we should have some trees.
That's why it was so funny in the Elon Musk, like Trump. It's not an interview. It's like a conversation where Trump will be saying all this shit about how much like he doesn't fucking care about climate change. And like Elon will just be like, but it is a bit of a concern because he like fucking runs like the company, you know, Tesla.
Considering Tesla is still trying to pretend that its primary concern is fucking saving the planet.
Well, and that their whole demographic is people, not their entire, but you know, like a majority of the reason I think people buy Teslas is because it's like, bad for the environment.
Yeah, but now Tesla is becoming like the joke of the electric car world.
Sure.
Like, well, especially with the Cybertrucks. Oh my God.
I saw one in person.
Did you actually?
I did, yeah. On my way to work, and it just kept driving a little faster than me. I wanted to just get beside it and just be able to like fully see it, but it was always from like a super far distance.
I know that I'm going to have to see a Cybertruck eventually because my favorite Mexican restaurant is the one that's right next to the Tesla charging station in town.
Yeah.
Which fucking pisses me off because I hate Teslas. Like even before I like hated Elon Musk as much as I do.
Yeah.
I just always thought they were ugly cars. Ugly, like there's so many better electric cars out there that aren't but ugly.
It is crazy how just like 4-5 years ago, Elon Musk was like one of the most like well-regarded like guys or like CEOs like in the whole thing. And like obviously people were, you know, at the time still like, no, he's kind of an asshole. But it was just crazy how like, I mean, like it was like
it shifted from like Elon Musk is going to change everything to like it went from Elon Musk is going to change everything to Elon Musk is going to change everything.
Because like if in like 2018 or 2019 he was like, I'm going to buy Twitter, people would be like, oh, this is cool. And probably at the time he would have like done some cool shit, but like he just got on a weird roller coaster. Well, just never left.
He tweeted something recently that I think really like I think I have him blocked. Let me see if I can pull it up.
That'll show him.
Well, I think I just blocked him because you can't get away from his fucking tweets otherwise. And I just didn't want to deal with that. But I might have seen a screenshot of it.
Yeah, like he hosted Meme Review back in the day.
Oh my God, no. Sorry, every time I fucking unblock him, it automatically refollows him. And I'm like, ugh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it because he tweets so much all the fucking time.
Was it recent?
Yeah, it was like really recent because he tweeted out something where it was like, it's really humbling when you say a joke out loud and it gets laughs from the whole room, but then you tweet it out and everyone says it's bad. I guess I just don't come across on like.
That was about his implication of the president and his running mate being shot, or not running mate, vice president.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, he was he was throwing a little tantrum.
No, but like everyone was like, imagine tweeting this out and not realizing that it just exposes that what everyone thought was true is that you pitch your tweets to a room full of yes men who tell you if they're funny or not, and then you tweet them. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, because that's what a lot of people assumed was going on. I think we need that. We need a room full of yes men to tell us
right here, funny. Orange and green.
Yeah, we need, if you want to come on and be our yes man, email.
Let's set it straight. No minors.
No minors.
No minors.
No minors.
We're not starting early.
We're laying that down now. No minors on the podcast.
No group chat. Nothing.
You have to be subscribed to our channel to be on the podcast. Okay, so we mentioned it like 10 minutes in and an hour 30 in. We're doing great. We're figuring it out. I feel like I like to imagine that the fact that we're extremely unprofessional and have no idea what we're doing is a selling point and not a detractor.
I mean, a little bit. I feel like it doesn't take much to come off as like a decent podcast, you know, especially like if they tune into the video, if those chumps tune into the video, you see like the set and it like you just kind of get the vibe. It's like, yeah, you know, that's cool.
Yeah, but actually we have no idea
it's
what
not
the
like
fuck we're doing.
A split screen Discord call, you know, with shitty audio.
I think that we need to have like one podcast where we do that, except for your Fortnite episode.
That's true. That one bombed too.
The kids did not want the Fortnite episode. No, the kids aren't interested in our podcast.
Yeah, no, not one bit.
I like to imagine that if anyone actually listens to our podcast regularly, which I don't imagine anyone does besides our friends, but if you're out there, we do very much appreciate you. And I like to imagine that you're picturing yourself in one of these two chairs. You're just hanging out with us. You're just having a good hangout time.
I did expect that one person at least would like have scanned that QR code by now and like recognize me, and not like expect them to come up and be like, "Are you Nolan from And They Were Classmates?" But I kind of just felt like someone I would be like sitting by in a class would be like, "Oh, you do that podcast, right?" Just like kind of just that loose. Oh,
no,
I'll put my face on it too.
There we go.
Update it with the new illustrations.
I was gonna say you need to update with the new illustrations that I gave you.
Yeah, I can do that.
We need to. We need to make a lot of new stuff now because I made new illustrations.
We don't actually use the illustrated ones a lot though.
I feel like
the main use. We definitely.
That's what I'm saying though. So now that we have them, we should.
The main thing we did before though was just when it was an audio only. We just had them up on screen.
Well, I feel like we could use it for like the profile picture. Maybe put it on the sides of the AWTC on the.
I think it's spelled like that. Yeah.
Fuck if I know. What did I say? I said letters.
I did realize
AWTC.
like a week or two ago that They Were Classmates is less syllables than ATWC, which is really crazy.
Yeah. Was I saying AWTC the whole time?
You like corrected yourself, but you didn't like backspace it. You just kind of typed it louder.
Happens. I use whiteout, motherfucker. I write in pen. No eraser here. Mm-mm. We use whiteout and write over it slightly shittier. That's how I did all my notes for all of college. That's why I remember shit.
There you go.
Genuinely, I think it is writing everything in pen because it forced me to actually think about what I was writing.
I believe that, yeah.
And you know what? It worked because I graduated.
Boom.
They'll just give anyone a degree these days. They'll give anyone a liberal studies degree these days.
I guess we do in circles now.
For real. I feel like that's how my family tree feels about my like generation of like we went from all teachers to like my generation of cousins kind of split out. So it's like, damn, guess we doing everything besides teaching now. Because like one of my cousins is a marine biologist, so I work on the line. I'm subbing, so I'm the closest one. Mm-hmm. But we're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
One of my cousins worked for he was in the Air Force for a while, and now he works for like a defense systems company down south. I don't know if I'm legally allowed to mention the name of it. No, I'm kidding. I definitely am. I just don't know it. He actually
it makes us sound cool.
Yeah, it makes me sound.
We have relatives in.
I have relatives in high places.
Yeah.
You know, former military. I don't know.
I think we.
Do you think we legally have to call it?
I think we legally
have to call it. Is that what you're trying to lead me into?
Yeah.
All right, we legally have to call it here. Nolan decided this week that we legally have to call it here. Oops.
Speaking of my lawyers, they say we gotta call it.
Oh, I heard from the lawyers.
I'm sorry.
Our entire lawyer team that we definitely have.
Mm-hmm. We do. They're standing right there.
Yeah, they're right behind the camera shaking their heads at us for everything that we say. They're like, God fucking damn it. We will catch you guys next Tuesday.
Imagine we had a live studio audience and it's people in those chairs.
Mind you,
dude, they'd
like
be so bored. They'd be on their phones. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's like 6 spinny chairs in here.
Mad if like they got on their phones.
Dude, I'd be pulling a full like, I don't remember if it was Patti LuPone or Bernadette Peters that was in a show on Broadway that like someone had their phone out and she just like stopped in the middle of the scene and was like, put your phone away. Mm-hmm. But I know it was one of the two. It was one of the goats.
You shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up. Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I love her.
I thought of a tweet this morning too where I was like, Renee Rapp watching Chapel Roan be the new girl that needs PR training.
No, yeah, I supported her before I found out that he said shut the fuck up first. I just thought that she told someone to shut up and I was like, yeah, no, they probably deserved it. All right, we will have more Twitter highlights for you next Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
More discussions about pop culture and movies and I don't know, whatever the fuck. We just be yapping.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday Yap Day. Mm-hmm. Join us for another Tuesday Yap
Day. I do a podcast and they're like, what is it about? And it's always like,
Sure is.
Got my ass like Yoshi.
Or got my ass like Toad.
I think
I'm going insane. Yeah. I think I'm going crazy. I think we have to call it or else I'm gonna just lose it on the fucking pod. Check out our socials that we don't use really. I mean, we use our individual.
But they did flash on screen, and that's new.
Let's go. Our Patreon's still in there that we don't have hooked up to anything.
Yeah. Oops.
But yeah, check out our individual stuff. Check out my banger on TikTok. You'll see it. It's the one where I'm wearing a purple tie-dye shirt and gray sweatpants because none of the TikToks where I look nice go viral. Mm-mm. It's just the ones where I'm in my pajamas. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky if I'm wearing makeup. Mm-hmm. That one's not even viral. I don't know who the fuck I'm kidding.
Viral.
Yeah, viral.
We're viral now.
We're viral. I sound like...
Claim your in before they went viral ticket now.
Yeah, everyone claim your before they went viral ticket in the comments. Your I was here in the comments.
Anyway.
We will check them. If anyone actually comments that, we will shout them out in the next episode. Sure. As long as they're not actually related to us.
Dude, I had a whole web series when I was in like 7th grade where I had like a quick question at the end and just it never got a response.
I love that.
Just not one time.
To be fair, I don't think anyone who uses those for their intended purpose actually gets the questions that they want anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like all the questions are like, will you date me?
No, it wasn't a question. It was like I asked the question in like the end screen of a video.
Oh, and it was like for answers?
How would you answer this? Oh, your answer might get pinned. And then just never.
That's adorable. If you're not related to us and you comment, I was here on the podcast, then we will pin your comment because it'll mean that you actually listened to it until the end. Yeah. Which would be cool to have someone that isn't related to us or our friend listen to the end. Because I think with what you told me about our listen through history, that might be about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
But we are 5% of the way to the threshold where you can get monetization.
Let's go.
Not through subscribers, but through watch time.
Let's go.
Which is the harder metric to hit.
That is the harder metric to hit. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I hope that's the metric we hit first.
I think
that'd be insane.
I did like the bare minimum math and got it to about like if we did 60 episodes, we'd get there. Which is only like a year and change.
I was like, that's a year and change. We can do that.
I think we'll have our moment. I think if we actually go a year straight, we'll have our moment. Anyway.
I think
sorry to tune you into the podcast meeting.
Yeah.
Shoo, go scram. The adults are talking.
The adults are talking.
Yeah.
Little pitchers have big ears, and children should be seen, not heard. Sorry, I don't know why I started with little pitchers have big ears, because that was what my grandma used to say to my grandpa when he started talking about stuff that we weren't supposed to hear about. Like when he'd start talking about like you get a little raunchy at the end of the night or like whatever, and my grandma would be like, "Hey, little pitchers have big ears," and then she'd look over at the grandkids. Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go play your video games.
Yeah, go play your video games or something.
We're gonna talk
I don't know. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.